The skills necessary for leadership in a startup phase versus a growth phase differs significantly. If you're in the growth phase and wonder why you have more turnover than you did in the startup phase, you may be primarily applying a visionary entrepreneurship or entrepreneur leadership style that is no longer working. See, in the startup phase, the primary goal is to establish that strong foundation and create a viable business model. Well, this often looks like setting lofty goals, long hours, and being the go-to person for decision making. Employees also work alongside the founder. In contrast, the growth phase is focused on expanding operations and scaling the business. The new skill is working with and through others, engaging and enrolling others, and putting in accountability systems. So it's important as a growth stage leader that you don't insert yourself into something you already delegated only to mess it up, leaving your team feeling that they can't be trusted. So on the flip side, delegating so much and never checking in so that your employees don't feel supported or have a place to go for coaching isn't effective either. So here are some key competencies that are really necessary for leadership in each phase. I invite you to consider what might be missing for you in the phase you're currently in. So the leadership competencies for a startup phase include visionary thinking. You've probably done this. It's the ability to envision the future of the company and create a clear roadmap for achieving long-term goals. Adaptability, the capacity to quickly pivot and adjust the business model. Risk-taking, the willingness to take calculated risk to drive growth, to seize those new opportunities. Flexibility, the ability to wear multiple hats and adapt to the evolving needs of the organization. And resourcefulness, the skill to effectively leverage limited resources and build a sustainable business with limited capital. So in the startup phase, you're also doing double duty by working in the business. And as your company expands, you will hire a team, but you're still the go-to person. And as your team becomes experts in their roles, it's necessary for you as a leader to learn new competencies and level up your personal development for the growth phase. If you continually insert yourself into the business because you're concerned about what you'll do now that you're hiring a team, what am I going to do with my time now that your team is handling operations? Well, if that's where you're at, it's time to level up your leadership. So the leadership competencies for the growth and scaling phase include strategic thinking. So as your team handles the daily operations, you keep your eye on the market indicators. You look for trends that may impact your business, and you identify ways to expand using existing resources. Operational excellence is really key here. The skill to optimize processes, systems, and resources to maximize your efficiency and profitability. So this includes making sure your team has the training they need to level up. So this is where your goal setting, meeting mastery, performance management systems, and having an existing system in place that are operating efficiently are really critical. Your team handles the details and you no longer know how to do each and every position in the company. That's why you hire the others. Talent management, particularly in the growth stage, becomes really important. The ability to attract, retain, and develop top talent to support your company's growth. The skills of engagement and enrollment are more critical than ever in the growth stage. And especially in using enrollment and engagement, even at the stakeholder level. So as a leader, it's critical to not only communicate the strategic direction, but connect the ways that each position in your organization impacts the company's goals, where you're creating a culture where your talent thrives. And communication also is very important in this phase. The capacity to effectively communicate the vision, the mission, the goals of the company to all stakeholders. So as your company expands, your communication should be reinforcing and re-enrolling the team in the company's greater contribution in the world. So things like the quarterly state of the company address, regular performance feedback, and celebrating successes are critical at this stage. Leadership development is also the skill to build a strong leadership team and foster a culture of innovation and continuous improvement. So developing leaders should not only be the focus at the senior leadership team level, but building that bench strength in the company. Leaders should also be increasing their personal awareness, which is crucial to leadership effectiveness. So in summary, the competencies necessary for the leadership in a startup versus a growth phase differ depending on the priorities of the organization. And successful leaders in both phases must be adaptable, flexible, and able to effectively manage their resources. But in the growth phase, they must also possess the strategic thinking, the talent management, the personal awareness, and the communication skills to take their organization to the next level. If you're inspired to scale your business and expand your capacity as a leader, I invite you to our Wake Up Profitable Bootcamp, April 25th and 26th. The first step we'll take is mastering your inner entrepreneur. You'll experience a fundamental shift in your thinking about how to scale your business. And we do this with our systems approach. You'll start connecting areas of your business, expand opportunities to generate revenue, and systematize your business for greater freedom. You'll also tap into resources you already have, but maybe haven't used. See, a systems approach has you create possibilities and design a pathway to achieving them. So as soon as you register, we'll schedule a private one-on-one session so that you're walking into the boot camp already making progress. Register today, take your human wiring assessment, and start the road to scaling with greater leadership and ease. More information at accelerate-associates.com/Wake Up Profitable Bootcamp. I'm Lisa Minnini. Until next week, create a great life.